Did you know that the NBA started with only 11 teams back in 1946? Quite an unbelievable beginning, isn't it? Picture this. New York City, the year is 1946, and the birth of what's now known as the National Basketball Association is happening. At its inception, it was the Basketball Association of America, or the BAA. The first teams to hit the hardwood were a modest mix, coming from large cities and smaller towns alike. They were pioneers, carving out a new path in the world of professional sports. But they weren't alone. A rival league, the National Basketball League, or NBL, was also in play. In a twist of fate, these two leagues set aside their competition and merged in 1949. From this union, the NBA was born, a testament to the unity and spirit of the sport. From these humble beginnings, the NBA has grown into the globally recognized league we know today. The NBA didn't stay small for long, quickly expanding and growing to reach new heights. In the blink of an eye, the 1950s rolled in, and the NBA began a period of rapid expansion. More teams started to spring up like mushrooms after a rainstorm, each one adding to the rich tapestry of the NBA's history. From the lakes of Minnesota to the bustling streets of New York, teams made their mark, each one bringing a unique flair and style to the game. But the growth wasn't limited to the number of teams. The NBA started to branch out into uncharted territory television. The first broadcasting of games on television was a game changer, literally and figuratively. The sport that was once confined to the boundaries of the court was now beaming into homes across the nation. The roar of the crowd, the thud of the ball, and the swoosh of the net were no longer experiences exclusive to those in the stadium. They were now part of the living rooms, creating a connection between the game and its fans that was more intimate than ever before. As the NBA began to light up television screens, the popularity of the sport skyrocketed. Basketball was no longer just a game, it became a cultural phenomenon. The players were not merely athletes, they were icons. The court was not just a stage, it was a canvas for some of the most spectacular displays of athleticism and skill. The 1980s saw the NBA continue to grow in leaps and bounds. The expansion was not just in terms of teams or popularity, but also in the style of play. The game evolved, becoming faster, more dynamic, and more exciting. The NBA was not just keeping up with the times, it was setting the pace. The NBA was on a fast track to becoming a major player in not just American sports, but globally. The 80s and 90s are often considered the golden era of basketball, and for good reason. The court was alive with the likes of Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, and Shaquille O'Neal. These were not just players, they were architects of modern basketball whose influence stretched beyond the hardwood floor. They were the titans, the game changers, the legends in the making. Michael Jordan, with his gravity-defying leaps and clutch performances, became synonymous with the game itself. His 6 championships with the Chicago Bulls became milestones in the annals of basketball history. His battles with the Detroit Pistons, the Bad Boys, were the stuff of legend, pushing the limits of physicality and competition. Larry Bird, with his sharp shooting and unmatched basketball IQ, was the embodiment of Boston Celtics pride. His rivalry with Magic Johnson, which began in college, moved to the NBA stage, becoming one of the most storied rivalries in sports history. Their contrasting styles, Bird's blue-collar grit against Magic's Hollywood flash, captivated the world and fueled the Lakers-Celtics rivalry that is still alive today. Magic Johnson, with his dazzling passes and charismatic leadership, led the Showtime Lakers to 5 championships. His versatile playing style revolutionized the point guard position, proving that size and vision could turn the tide of a game. And then there was Shaquille O'Neal, a force of nature who dominated the paint like no other. The Diesel, as he was fondly called, was an unstoppable force, a player who combined raw power with a surprising touch of finesse. His partnership with Kobe Bryant in the late 90s marked the beginning of a new dynasty in Los Angeles. These were the days of high-flying dunks, last-second shots, heated rivalries, and unforgettable moments. It was a time when basketball transcended sports, becoming a part of popular culture. The golden era set a high bar for the future of basketball, but the NBA was just getting started. As the new millennium dawned, the NBA was ready to take on the world. As the calendar flipped to the 2000s, the National Basketball Association was poised to transcend borders and cultures like never before. The stage was set for an international expansion that would see the NBA evolve from a primarily American institution to a truly global entity. More players from all corners of the globe began to lace up their sneakers for NBA teams. Their unique skills and styles, melded with their diverse cultural backgrounds, enriched the league in ways that were both exciting and transformative. One could hear a multitude of languages spoken in locker rooms, and the game of basketball was becoming a universal language in its own right. Among these international stars, two names stood out: Yao Ming and Dirk Nowitzki. Yao, a towering 7'6" center from China, not only dominated the paint but also served as a bridge between the NBA and the untapped market of Asian basketball fans. His impact was seismic, opening doors for other Asian players and making basketball a beloved sport in the world's most populous nation. Then there was Dirk Nowitzki, a 7-foot German power forward with a sweet shooting touch. Dirk revolutionized the game with his unique skill set, inspiring a generation of big men to step out of the paint and showcase their shooting skills. His success story amplified the NBA's popularity in Europe, and his legacy continues to inspire young European players to chase their NBA dreams. This international expansion wasn't limited to the players alone. NBA games were now being broadcast in over 200 countries in various languages, bringing the thrill of the sport to living rooms worldwide. The NBA was no longer just a league, it was a global brand, a universal symbol of athletic excellence and entertainment. And so the NBA's footprint expanded beyond the borders of America. The game of basketball, with its simple beauty and universal appeal, found a home in hearts across the globe. Basketball was no longer just America's game, it was a global phenomenon. The NBA has come a long way since its inception, but what does the future hold? The dynamic landscape of the league is constantly evolving, and it's about to get even more exciting. With the influx of international players, we're witnessing a global takeover. These players are not just participating, they're dominating, bringing a unique flair and style to the court that keeps us on the edge of our seats. And let's not forget about the increasing popularity of women's basketball. The WNBA is shattering glass ceilings and inspiring a new generation of players. This growth is a testament to the evolving inclusivity and diversity in the sport. Moreover, the potential for expansion teams in new cities or even different countries is on the horizon. Imagine games being played in front of passionate fans in cities or countries that have yet to experience the thrill of an NBA game. One thing's for sure, the NBA will continue to captivate and inspire basketball fans around the world for years to come.